Eyewitnesses notice Caitlin Clark's act of love as tragedy continues in boyfriend Connor McCaffery's life. Home city. Two teams close to heart. One day. Caitlin Clark wasn't kidding when she said can't wait for many more adventures together, directed at Connor McCaffery. Sure, their roller coaster of careers could define the term better, but seemed like the 2024 ROTY went on a whirlwind of a day alone for her boyfriend. Or maybe just not him. Ever since the 2024-25 college basketball season started, Caitlin Clark has had two hearts, Iowa Hawkeyes and Butler Bulldogs. Wednesday was probably a better example of that. On the 5th of March, the Iowa Hawkeyes took on Wisconsin at CC's Indiana Fever home court, Gainbridge Fieldhouse, for the first round of the Big Ten tournament. The anticipation for her presence filled every corner, and well, Clark did not disappoint. The Jan Jensen-led squad would go on to dominate their opponents 81-54, earning themselves a second-round game against number 6 seed Michigan State. In the stands was a familiar face, in a familiar territory. This is where she wrote history with the Fever. But during the game, cameras suddenly lost sight of her. Angel Reese isn't even Caitlin Clark's closest rival in $3 billion worth companies demanding battle. A couple of hours later, the mystery was solved. Clark had made her way to Hinkle Fieldhouse. Her sudden disappearance from the Iowa game had some people raising their eyebrows, but once they realized where she was, it all made sense. It'll be fun. Give us something to do all throughout the offseason. But it's definitely still go Hawks as well, Clark had said after McCaffery had made it as the Bulldogs' assistant coach. It tested her today. Connor has always been on her corner, from her unforgettable March Madness run at Iowa to becoming the number 1 overall pick in the WNBA draft. Even as Hall of Famer Cheryl Swoops doubted Clark's ability to break the NCAA women's basketball scoring record, Connor didn't hold back. Just imagine doing an interview and being this misinformed, he wrote on X. And when she did break the record, he was right there in the stands, later posting, "So proud," on his Instagram story. Unwavering support has always characterized their relationship, and it was evident yet again as she reciprocated. Clark has been considered a good luck charm for the Bulldogs, but unfortunately, her presence wasn't enough to turn things around for Butler. The Bulldogs had their moments. Jamal Telford dropped 20 points and Finley Bizjack added 19, but in the end, they couldn't snap their losing streak. Xavier took the win, 91-78. But of course, she didn't make it to Butler's game as a lucky charm. Caitlin Clark racing between Butler and Iowa to support someone special, not Connor. She was there for Patrick McCaffery, Connor's younger brother, who now wears number 22 for Butler. It was his senior night, and 2024 Rookie of the Year couldn't simply miss it. The senior forward, who spent years as a Hawkeye alongside Connor and Caitlin, played his last college game today. He'd put up 11 points, but what made the night special was the journey he had endured to get there. He missed most of his freshman season due to complications from his cancer treatment. Back in 2014, at just 14 years old, Patrick had a malignant tumor removed from his thyroid, an incredibly tough moment for the McCaffery family. "I don't think it's something to be looked poorly upon," Connor once said. "I think it's brave. I feel like people will understand, and I think he's actually helping a lot of people by doing that." Days since then, it was Patrick's transfer to Butler for his final year of eligibility that got the family back together. So, when he announced the move on Instagram, Caitlin jumped in with a comment. "Indy takeover." Connor chimed in too. "I'll let you in on my city." So when it was time for Patrick McCaffery to close this chapter of his career, was there ever a doubt that Caitlin would be there? Not a chance. But even after watching Butler's loss, Clark wasn't done for the night. As soon as the Butler game wrapped up, she wasted no time rushing back to Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Luckily, the two arenas were only 17 minutes apart. She made it back just in time to catch the final stretch of Iowa's game against Wisconsin. The moment cameras spotted her courtside, the crowd went wild. By then, Iowa had already sealed the deal, leading 65-3. No doubt about it, the WNBA's 2024 All-Star knew exactly how to make the night count.